After what we saw last Saturday, folks, you really can't argue that the SEC product is at an absolute all-time high. And this is shown in the viewership. Here I have the 15 most watched games this year. One of these 15 games involves a Big 12 team. 3 of these 15 games involves an ACC team. 5 of these 15 games involve a Big 10 team. You know how many involve an SEC team? 12. Of the 8 most watched games of the year, all 8 of them involved SEC teams. There's 1 different Big 12 team on this list, Colorado, no surprise. 3 different ACC teams on this list, 4 different Big 10 teams, and 9 different SEC teams. So based on what we saw with the absolute blowouts that happened and the close games in the SEC, everyone, in terms of the product itself, everyone wants to talk about the depth of the top that the SEC has. But you know what the biggest difference is right now in the SEC and the Big 10? It's Kentucky. It's Kentucky losing to Georgia by 1 and taking them down to the wire and upsetting a top 6 team on the road. It's South Carolina taking LSU to the wire with their starting quarterback getting hurt in the first half. It's Vanderbilt taking Missouri to overtime. My point, if the Big 10 wants to compete with the SEC, not just in the college football playoff, because the Big 10 may very well get the crown. Ohio State could be the best team in the country. But on an 18-week basis, like CBS, NBC, and Fox paid them to do, teams like Michigan State, teams like UCLA, teams like Wisconsin that got absolutely boat raced last week need to step it up. Those are big brands, all in good locations. UCLA is in Los Angeles, a hotbed for football talent. Wisconsin, that's a big brand. Michigan State, they're in Michigan. There's a lot of football talent. That's a big brand. These teams should not be as down as they are. And I get it, they're in transition years. But nonetheless, based on where these teams are right now and the funding that is put in these 3 programs, there is no way they should be where they are right now. And based on what we've seen in the viewership right now, the 8 most watched games of the year, every single one of them involve SEC teams. Every single one. And it's not just the depth of the top at the SEC, it's the mid-tier teams, like the South Carolinas that I've mentioned. Even Arkansas is having a good year too. They could make Tennessee close. Those teams that are making it interesting, that are making people want to tune into the SEC's product over the Big Ten's product. Because last Saturday proved it, man. Last Saturday completely proved it. And Alabama-Georgia overshadowed all of these other games, but Kentucky-Ole Miss was a great game. Oklahoma-Auburn was a great game. A&M-Arkansas was a great game. The product that the SEC has with adding Texas and Oklahoma has officially vaulted the conference to a completely new level. And you can't deny it. And people are siding with it.